Too many men are out here downplaying getting in shape as if it's not something that is worthwhile, as if it's something that is, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that, but it's like that doesn't matter, bro. Getting in shape is like the number one thing you can do as a man, right? The biggest lever you can pull. A lot of guys think that because they probably have never done it, they think that it doesn't necessarily matter in terms of quality of life, dating life, that getting a nice physique doesn't do anything for you, right? Doesn't have any return on the investment. And that's so far from the truth. If you've never done it, it's hard to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can can sit here and say all day, like, oh, I don't want a nice physique. But once you actually get a nice physique, you understand, like, bro, I never want to go back. Like, I feel different. I look good when I look in the mirror. I feel confident every day. And whether you have an athletic physique or you're jacked or somewhere in between, it's like, bro, like you wake up every day, you look in the mirror, and everybody does that, right? But it's like, what person feels more confident? The person who's 25, 30% body fat looking in the mirror, or the 15% body fat? And don't I'm not, you could say I'm being mean or whatever, but it's like, bro, who has more true confidence? And confidence can be something that's built or faked, but I think that real confidence is built from going through, a disciplinary period. So that can be the gym, right? And you going through that process, that takes time, and it takes a lot of stick to it. So if you did it, that builds confidence. That's real confidence. you know. So we're gonna get into this little reaction video. Um, got here. It's a little long, but we gonna get right into it. Let's go,
I
man.
make a video yesterday talking about, yeah, women do like muscles. Don't let that dad bod shit fool you. And there's a bunch of guys in the comment section coping. There's a few comments I'm talking about I have to address. Number one, well, height matters more. Sure. Bro, I never argued against that. Sure, height matters more. Facial structure, like how attractive you actually are, matters more. Sure. But I was talking about women that like muscles. I don't even know why you skinny and or fat niggas decided to say that. I do know why. Because you don't have any fucking muscles. That's why you felt the need to make the distinction. And then there were some ladies like, no, I just like big, broad shoulders and big arms. Like, not lean. We don't like that lean shit. We just like a big man. You know why you don't see many of those men, right? With big fucking wide shoulders and big ass arms and big chests? It's because the stars have to align for someone to have something like that. In the fitness industry, people talk about FAT loss so much. They never talk about the hardest thing to do in the fitness journey, specifically for men and women, obviously, which is gaining muscle. That body type you're imagining is an off-season bodybuilder. Oh, you just want him to be fucking huge? Yeah, that's muscle under that little layer of fat. He about 20% body fat, and he's jacked under there. I know y'all not talking about dudes who can't look down and see their meat because their stomach hanging over. That's not what y'all talking about. Y'all talking about a dude who is jacked. He just not lean. Yeah, that's rare. If it weren't rare, every guy would look like that. Now again, I'm jacked in real life. I don't have to do all this woofing. But y'all gotta stop the cope. Y'all gotta cut that shit out right now. Y'all start naming all kinds. And then somebody said, well, no, they really like the guys with the athletic physique. You're still talking about a muscular physique. Motherfuckers start naming soccer players. Listen, I know that you think you have a similar build to your favorite soccer player. You don't though. Like, they lift weights and do cardio and eat right. You don't look like that. You're not even close. You think because y'all look close to the same. You don't look like that. It'll take you years to look like that. God damn, dudes are delusional too, bro. I'm telling you, dudes are delusional too. These niggas think they could just wake up. I could do that. Yeah, whatever. Still handsome, still tall. Yeah, nigga, shut up. Go hit the weights, bro. Jesus Christ.
No, yeah. That's the thing, bro. Like social media and all this shit. Like and that's the thing, like, even, like, when a dude's lean and or jacked, bro, like, that is more that's a lot less common than the average man. The average dude, like, doesn't lift at all. He has, like, no muscle mass really, like, visible. So, it's funny, like, when guys try to compare themselves to, like, a lean dude, like a soccer player, like, just because that dude's slim, it doesn't mean you look like him, like, especially when you guys take your shirts off, like, he's gonna have cuts and probably definition that you don't have, so it's funny when guys try to compare themselves to, like, a lean soccer player, like, bro, when you guys take your shirts off, it's just gonna be a night and day difference, if it's not on the outside, it's gonna be when take that shirt off. um, but it's like guys will try to downplay it. They always gonna try to downplay, getting in shape because most guys, they say, oh, it doesn't really do anything, and I think that it shows up differently for most men. If you're a short dude and you decide to get in shape, well, I think that's gonna help you a lot, in terms of dating. Like, I don't know if it depends on what your stats are. Like, maybe you have an average face, or maybe you don't. But I think if you're short, like getting jacked is really gonna really good for you. And if you're tall, getting in shape is gonna be good for you as well. Like the whole height thing, height does matter for sure, but a tall guy who's in shape is definitely going to do more numbers and pull more than a tall guy who's not in shape, and versus a short guy who's not in shape and a tall guy and a short guy who's not in shape. So the physique, it's supposed to really do numbers in dating, of course, but like in your own life, I think that the biggest lever in anything, it's just like being healthy and actually being your mental's good. A lot of guys will downplay like their health. They think like they can do whatever they want, drink, eat a lot of BS every day, and they think that it won't catch up to them. But this is like another thing with the male delusion. It's like they think you can do all these things, have these horrible habits, um, and then doesn't catch up to them later on. That they don't think about their health. So it's like they think about it when it's too late, and when it's too late, it's literally too late. Like you can't do anything about it at that point. You know what I'm saying? So when we're talking about eating right, like that starts now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't focus on your health when it's too late. It has to start. It's a proactive thing. Like it's something that you start now. You know, and then when it comes to guys downplaying this, getting in shape too, it's like they think on top of eating bad, they think that they can actually build a physique, or they actually attempt to go build a physique, and while they're still having these horrible habits, drinking often, not cutting back on processed foods, and then they go out and they do these workouts and don't see any results because, well, their diet doesn't match up, and then they think it's BS, right? They think, oh, I've tried it, bro. I've tried getting in shape. It doesn't do anything. I tried it for long enough. They think they got to a certain body fat percentage, and then it's like, oh yeah, I was like 20, I was like 15% body fat, bro, and it didn't do nothing for me, bro. How do you know? So it's like guys will think they're somewhere when they're really not. That's another thing too when it comes to the male delusion. Like I kind of touched on it earlier, but guys comparing themselves to another man, thinking like, oh, okay, well, you know, it can be bad when they compare themselves to their friend group. If their friend group is cooked, like, oh, my homeboy is like 20% body fat, and I don't look as bad as he does. So, I must be doing all right. That's cooked. That's a cooked delusional mindset. It's like, bro, stop comparing yourself to the soccer player or your homeboy. What do you want to be? How do you want to look? How healthy do you want to be for yourself? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it is like comparison. Like, bro, just because your boy isn't in shape doesn't mean you don't have to get in shape, or just because your boy is in shape doesn't mean you have to get in shape. It's about you're running your own race, so trying to downplay the physique is also like it's just cope. It's just cope, bro. Like muscles don't necessarily affect long-term dating because long-term dating requires other skills that muscles necessarily don't. But muscles affect short-term dating, you know, like how fast you're able to attract a woman. Um, if she sees you as sexually attractive. Because when you get muscles, I think women often define you as more sexy versus just, oh, you're cute or you're handsome. Now you start hearing comments like, oh, you're sexy. And it's like it feels good, but not necessarily about the compliment itself. It's just more of a okay, like the threshold is getting easier for me to actually go and date. You know, because if a woman's already seeing you as sexy, like that's you're already halfway in the door, or you're already in the door. You know, so another thing too, like I noticed with older women, and this is a side point, um, like you know you're a good looking dude, you know you're and got a pretty good body. If older woman comments on it, like I've had a lot of older women just like say I'm sexy, like comment on my muscles. Um, and I have a very lean athletic look. You know, I'm not huge at all. Um, and it's like, again, it's not about that, but these are things that you just start to peep. And it's like, bro, like, you know, I understand that some guys probably have never experienced that stuff. But once you do, it's like, damn, like it's a whole nother world, you know, out there. You know, it's like I never knew this was a thing. Like, just to keep it a buck, bro. Like, I'd be surprised. You know, I'd be surprised when a woman describes me as sexy or, you know, just will outright just say, "Oh, you're very handsome," because it's not something that one most men hear, and two, not something in my lifetime that I just grew up hearing often. You know, oh, you're sexy, you're handsome. Like it's cool. You know, it's cool to like be seen as somebody like that. But it's like at the end of the day, I built that. I know what I did to put in that work. You know, so at the end of the day, I know how I see myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, you know. Like I'd rather have someone see like a woman or my woman see me like that as sexy versus like, oh, she just gotta put up with me. So I think that's another thing with the male delusion. Like they think like, oh, they're good in their current form and they've done a lot in their current form. And that yeah, that may be true in their own lives. Maybe they've done a lot in their current form, but it's like, bro, you don't know how much more leverage you could really have in this dating market, and how much easier your time could go if you actually got in shape. So I'm gonna end the video off here. I think that I ended it. I touched on all the points I wanted to touch on. You know, the physique is definitely something that has changed my life, and you know, I don't even like to push this content for like the narrative. It's just more of like, bro, you know, you should care about your health. You should want to be healthy because another delusional part is like you think you got all these years to have bad habits, bro, but that shit's gonna catch up to you. When you're 50 and 60 and all those years of drinking and smoking and fast food catch up to you, you know, that you're gonna wish that you took your health more seriously. So I'll just leave you with that. It's your boy Juice Savvy. I'm gonna end the video off here, man. I hope I got some value from this. I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace out.